Tracy Nyhold, founder and CEO of Okta Gold partner TechJutsu, and this is the Caller Verify story. Welcome to the Extending Okta to the Call Center use case, as presented by Okta partner TechJutsu. The challenges of traditional Q&A verification are that it's inaccessible, frustrating, insecure, and time-consuming. That's why we've extended Okta to the call center to provide you with a simple, accessible, one-touch verification using your familiar Okta Verify app. The Caller Verify call center process starts when the user calls the call center. The agent or automatic telephony system gets a telephone number or other unique identifier to look up the caller in Okta's UD. Then it triggers, through the Okta APIs, that second factor prompt. Depending on the caller's reaction, if they press yes, no, or ignore, the caller is then either verified or not verified. So the call center can rest assured that the caller is who they say they are. Using the Caller Verify use case, we can reduce average handle times from over 5 minutes to under 30 seconds. Using legacy security questions, the caller can be on the phone sometimes for 5-6 minutes before even being verified. But with Caller Verify in Okta, the call can be verified in under 30 seconds, leaving you with more time to help the customer. Reducing friction and improving customer experience. This is what the Caller Verify use case is all about. Providing the same familiar authentication experience across online, mobile, and the call center improves your brand as customers associate that one simple experience with your organization. Extending Okta secure factors of authentication, such as a push notification to the call center, increases security. As we all know from reading the NIST standards, security questions and other base knowledge authenticators just don't cut it. Prevent fraud and enhance security by using a secure push notification with Okta. The Caller Verify use case has a rapid time to value. In fact, it can be implemented in under a day. We all have vulnerable customers, and it's our responsibility to ensure they're protected. Caller Verify provides clarity and consistency. That one push notification is super accessible. I know my dad gets super frustrated when he has to answer security questions. He's starting to have trouble remembering, and he gets really embarrassed when he can't remember the answers. We all have someone close to us that we need to protect. Let's protect Dad in the way he deserves. Of course, I would always rather show than tell, so let's jump into a demo with TechJutsu's VP of Product, Kevin Klutsky.
Thanks, Tracy. First, we'll show a positive use case where a legitimate caller is contacting the call center. In this video, we'll show you how you can integrate Caller Verify directly into any ITSM system. In addition to being embedded into an ITSM system, Caller Verify is also available as a standalone application. In this demo, we're using ServiceNow as an example. First, we'll show a positive use case where a legitimate caller contacts the help desk for a password reset.
Hi, I'm calling because I've been locked out of my bank account and I need some help resetting my password.
Sure, no problem. 1 second while I create a service ticket for you. Can you please provide me with your name?
Tracy Nyhold.
Great, I've found you in the system. Please hold on while I fill out the service ticket. I need to verify your identity before we can continue. Before we perform the password reset, we want to confirm the identity of the caller. Conveniently, we have a button located directly on the ticket to launch Caller Verify. Clicking on that button opens Caller Verify right in the ServiceNow interface and automatically looks up the caller based on the data in the ticket. From here, we're provided with a number of options. We can jump directly to the Okta Help Desk interface for this caller to provide other assistance such as password reset. But before we do any of that, we need to verify the caller. We can verify the caller using any method supported by Okta, including email, Okta Verify Push, Google Authenticator, and SMS OTP. We can also manage the authentication factors directly in the Caller Verify user interface. Tracy, to verify your identity, I'm going to send a quick push notification to your mobile device. When you get that notification, please click, "Yes, it's me."
Oh, wow. Yeah, I see a push notification. I'm clicking yes, it's me. This is so simple.
Great. I see that you've accepted the notification and you are now verified in our system. Let's submit your ticket and get your password reset. Since we already opened the Okta Help Desk page, we can simply go back to that tab and send Tracy a password reset link. There you go, Tracy. I've sent a password reset link to your email. When you get that link, please click on it to finish your password reset.
Great, thanks. That was so easy.
As you can see, we're able to resolve the issue right away with increased security and reducing average handle call time, all while providing a great caller experience, thanks to Caller Verify. It's simple, it's secure, it's Caller Verify. Now we'll show a negative use case where a hacker is trying to social engineer the help desk into an account takeover attempt.
Hi, I'm calling because I'm locked out of my bank account and I need help resetting the password.
Sure, no problem. 1 second while I create a service ticket for you. Can you please provide me with your name?
It's Tracy, nine holes, Clippers, yeah.
Great, I found you in the system. Please hold while I fill out the service ticket. Tracy, to verify your identity, I'm going to send a quick push notification to your mobile device. When you get that notification, please click, yes, it's me.
Can't you just ask me a security question, like my cat's name or my birthday, something on social media? I know all of that.
Sorry, for your protection, we're going to proceed with our enhanced verification. Of course, since the hacker doesn't have access to Tracy's phone, they'll be unable to approve the push notification. And the real Tracy will either reject the notification or simply let it time out as she's not interacting with the help desk. Either way, the hacker doesn't get in and the IT security department can be notified of the attack. Sorry, I see the push notification was rejected. Unfortunately, we're unable to proceed with your request and I'll be alerting our security department for further investigation.
No!
In this video, we'll show you how Caller Verify can be integrated with your existing IVR system to automate the verification of callers before they even talk to an agent. Here, we're calling our friendly neighborhood bank.
Welcome to Friendly Neighborhood Telephone Banking. In order to help you, please enter your account number followed by the hash sign. Please hold while we look up your account information. Your account qualifies for automated identity verification. Once you have been verified, you will be placed into a priority queue. Please select an authentication method from the following options. For email authentication, press 1. For Okta Verify Push, press 2. For Okta, a push notification has been sent to your mobile device. Please approve to continue. Thank you for approving the push notification. You are in the verified callers queue. Your call will be given priority over other callers. Please wait for the next available agent.
We built Caller Verify to extend the functionality of Okta verification to call centers. Caller Verify extends the familiar mobile and online experience to the call center so that your customers feel comfortable no matter what platform they interface with you on. As you can see in this diagram, Okta is a key piece of our architecture, providing both the factors of verification as well as the user profile store. Caller Verify is available as both a standalone application, but can also be embedded into your existing IVR system or ITSM software. In addition to push notifications, Caller Verify can also use other familiar verification methods such as Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, and texted SMS codes.
I'd like to welcome Jacob Mamos, VP of Risk at Servus Credit Union. Welcome, Jacob.
Thank you, Tracy.
To start off, can you tell us a little bit about your role at Servus and how you became the identity champion there?
Yeah, so I manage, among other things, cybersecurity, information security. My team is involved in that, as well as managing digital channels and e-commerce fraud. So a few years ago, we started a journey to get a new banking platform and new digital identity store and ways of providing it. It was one of the main parts of that. By virtue of being a security guy and identity, security, authentication, all of that, my boss called me into his office and said, "Jacob, guess what? You're doing identity management," and the rest is history.
Jacob, when you first reached out to TechJutsu as your Okta implementation partner to extend Okta verification to the call center, what was the impetus? Was there a trigger event?
We really wanted to, ensure that we have ability to do identification and authentication of our members, not only when they interact with us through digital channels, but also when they interact with us through more traditional ways like calling the call center. Most of us have had the pleasure of calling a call center over the last few years, especially with pandemic. That is not a very pleasant process. So we wanted to really ensure that, number one, we can be secure, but also that number one, that experience is as good as it can be in those circumstances. So we, together with TechJutsu, we wanted to utilize Okta and all the tools that it provides to ensure that we can make that process very, very user-friendly and secure at the same time. Through a couple steps, through working together, TechJutsu came up with this phenomenal product that we decided to implement. And again, like they say, the rest is history.
And I love that you brought up, how important it is to your members. So with everyone moving online, especially through COVID, accessibility really matters. And I think about my own parents and watching them struggle to remember their security questions. In fact, it's really embarrassing for them when they can't remember their own answers to their security questions. So what does it mean to those members to be able to verify with a simple one-push verification?
Yeah, that's a great point. It is that accessibility, it is that ease of use, but not only for members with special needs. I think it is for all the members. For most of the, not only financial institutions, but any organizations that do have a call center, that is an issue. Authenticating people that call in is an issue. I mean, how do you do that without, asking every possible question? Unless you have a modern way of authenticating people that call you, it is more of a security theater. It is something that people just want to make it long and convoluted in the hopes that they hit all the points, but it's not really secure. Secure doesn't have to be complex. As a matter of fact, it's better if it's not. The other side of it, which you didn't touch on, but became very, very important to us, it's the people that answer the calls. It is not pleasant for them to have to go through, a number of questions of what did you buy, what's your account number, those security questions, any sort of thing that we can figure out that the caller would only know and nobody else. When you have to do that, 20, 30, 50, 60 times a day, that's, that gets very, very old very quickly. I know all the people, or most of the people that work in call centers, very hardworking, really dedicated. And I'm sure they enjoy much more actually helping the people that call in with real problems, not, going through those scripts.
So getting to help their members faster and better.
Absolutely, absolutely. And doing it in a more secure way, right? It's a unicorn. It's better for the member, easier to use, and more secure.
And what has it meant for both those call center agents as well as the members to be able to verify themselves in under 30 seconds?
Now we're talking about efficiencies and effectiveness. So actually, Servus has been named #1 financial institutions in Canada last year. So to us, it is incredibly important of the whole interaction with our members. That also includes the wait time and then that authentication. So this is where looking at implementing a solution like Caller Verify is really going to pay the dividends, because face it, when you call and you have to wait for 30, 40, 50 minutes before your call gets answered, that's not really a good way. And then on top of that, after that, you have to spend 6, 8, 10 minutes going through questions and answering them. That doesn't make you feel good about the people you deal with. That also puts you in a bad mood. I mean, natural human reaction. And it's the same thing on the other side. When you know you're going to be answering that call from people that do business with you, but they already are frustrated because they have had to wait so long online. Plus, now you're going to have to ask them all these questions that they may or may not know the answers to. They're already frustrated. So having the ability to do that very quickly and efficiently, both reduce the time for wait, because obviously, if you're going to reduce the time to authenticate, you have more time to help them and get that phone call over done quicker, and then be able to help the next person online. Again, it's a great solution that helps all around.
Yeah, as you're describing that, I'm envisioning a Venn diagram with user experience and security, and we found the point in the middle.
Yes, I didn't think that was going to happen in my lifetime, but yes.
What has it meant to the Servus brand to have the same familiar verification experience through online, mobile, and the call center?
Yeah, that is a great point, Tracy, and thank you for bringing it up. Obviously, having ability to deliver those services in one unified way is huge. I think today more than ever, we as customers, as members, are bombarded with many different ways, and I think there's a certain degree of fatigue when it comes to security measures. Every day in the news is breach this, breach that. So when you have a one way, you understand what it is. It is a familiar way. It's something that you can use each and every time, be that for your online interactions, your mobile interactions, calling a call center. That breeds a sense of familiar and then also drives the usage, right? I mean, the more you understand it's always the same thing. I don't have to download another app. I don't have to register my voice, do biometrics for this, buy code for that. All of those, yeah, that just adds up. So if you have an ability to deliver it in one way consistently, all across all your different channels and interactions with your members, with your customers, I think that is an important thing that cannot be overstated.
You mentioned other financial institutions in the news, often due to impersonation attacks at the call center. When you see these news articles or see them online, how does that make you feel? What does it make you think?
I'm not gonna point fingers or anything like that, because that's not, I mean, security guys, it doesn't matter where you work, and there's no competition among us. I believe that that's one of the areas that we could all improve. I mean, and us included. Everybody should keep working on that. The bad guys are getting better, more efficient, more effective. And as we get better in interacting or securing the digital channels, the true digital channels, and we understand them more, the bad guys are going to move to a low-hanging fruit. And I think that the remote authentication without other means, so something like that caller verify can provide us, that really needs to be in place in order to limit that channel as well for the bad guys to interact with.
So then are you seeing, as online becomes more increasingly secured by MFA and mobile, that fraudsters are moving to the call center as the weakest link?
I think that always has been the case. The bad guys are always doing things with the least amount of effort and the biggest payout. So where before, it might have been easier to just, guess a password, because maybe password standards as a rule were not as stringent. MFA was somewhat of a oddity because it wasn't very popular. They didn't really bother calling the call center. We used to have bad checks. We used to have fake cards. I don't think those will go away, but calling a call center is still a way to be almost anonymous and not having a MFA or ability to provide strong authentication for the caller. I think if I were a bad guy, that's something definitely I want to look at. I have to authenticate strongly in digital. When I come to the branch, there are cameras taking my image, and I have to provide an ID, I have to provide a bank card, I have to have a PIN. When I call your standard call center, really the standard of questions is not something that's probably the weakest link. Yes.
I know a lot of the questions my bank asks are things are easily available on social media, like my birthday and my address and my phone number.
Again, it's that constant balance between making it unique and somewhat confidential, but also making it easy to remember, right? So Caller Verify provides that ability. I mean, really, you have your phone. Who does not have their phone with them 24/7? I mean, sometimes it's embarrassing how often we always have our phones with us. And when you have a Caller Verify with the solution of the push notification implemented as a solution, or even reading the code, yeah, this is as easy as it gets. You don't have to remember any of those things, not guessable. So yeah, provides a good enough degree of assurance that you are talking to the person that you think you're talking to.
And what metrics have improved as a result of using Caller Verify with Okta?
So obviously there's the security ones. We have seen an improvement in that, but and those are obvious. I mean, you use strong authentication, you would expect less impersonations, less failed authentications where people call and credentials being, disclosed or used for financial gain by the bad guys. And I touched a little bit upon that. The other ones, again, which for security people are really, really important, because they make us not just a cost center, but the help to the business. It's the reduced wait time. in the call center. And those for us were specifically huge. Also, as I said, the reduced, and you gave us 30 seconds. We've measured that with my business process people. We've measured that. Our average authentication using caller verify solution is 30 seconds or less. And our average authentication duration without that is significantly longer. So by virtue of doing that, it's the reduced wait time because we have more people available, quicker calls, but it's also reduced handle time by that significant number right up front. And there are other things. I mean, overall, those are not specific to that, but I would venture a guess, increased satisfaction with calling, increased satisfaction on employee side. And those things are usually don't come up as a better security, not the metrics that you would think of right off the bat, but they are incredibly important because after all, this is business, and when delivering services to our members, we want to make sure that we deliver those at the highest standard.
Any final thoughts?
Yeah, maybe for your audience, the one thing that I want to say, and unfortunately they don't have the pleasure of knowing me, but I very rarely don't say what I think. And the great thing about the TechJutsu Caller Verify app, it's one of those unicorn situations, because there used to be the old adage of you can have a fast, inexpensive, and secure, pick two. I truly believe that Caller Verify is a solution that actually addresses all three. So definitely fast. I mean, you can have it rolled out in a matter of day or two or a week with proper planning. It is definitely a secure application and very usable one. Just using one solution to provide the security authentication for many different channels and making it better for the members. So increasing satisfaction, hopefully that leads to more business. It is also inexpensive because increases satisfaction of people that use that on the other side of the counter or the phone line. So overall, I think the return on investment in Caller Verify is fantastic, and that's what makes it inexpensive. So I truly enjoy working with Tracy and her team. It's been a fantastic experience. I have this way of describing companies. They're big enough to get the job done and small enough to care. That would be my final thought.
Thank you, Jacob. I'm glad we're keeping it simple.
Yes. Thank you, Tracy.
So we've heard from Jacob, the VP of Risk at Servus Credit Union, about how Okta's Caller Verify has enhanced their organization. Now we'd like to dig a little deeper by talking to his customer's customer. With me today is Dr. Richard Fossey, longtime Servus customer. Welcome, Richard.
Hi, Tracy.
So, Richard, recently you've been able to use Caller Verify when calling into Servus's Member Care Center. How was that experience for you?
It was actually easier than I expected. Not that I expected it to be hard, but I've been thinking about that, and it was so easy that I'm thinking, well, did we do something wrong? So it was a really easy experience.
Glad to hear. And how does it make you feel that Servus has taken that extra step to make sure your money's safe?
Well, I think it's a great thing. Interestingly, I'm a consultant with companies, and I'm currently working with cybersecurity. So it's very top of mind for me right now because of the work I'm doing in other areas. And to see that Servus had offered the option for MFA, for two-step authentication, I thought, oh, I should jump on that. So away I went, set it up for my accounts. I've got multiple accounts at Servus. And then included in that is Caller Verify. So yeah, it makes it easier for me. It makes my accounts more secure. I know that, again, based on the work I'm doing. I think it's a great thing.
And then having that extra layer of security, does that impact your decision to stay with Servus over the long term?
I mean, it's part of the puzzle for sure. I mean, we've been a long time, my wife and I, we've been a long time client of Servus. They've always done a great job for us. So I'm inclined to stay regardless, but for sure, as things change and evolve and, the world of cybersecurity being what it is, I think it's a great feature, and it definitely enhances, it makes it way easier for us to make that decision to stay with Servus.
And when you were first shopping for a financial institution, was security part of your reason for choosing Servus?
Yes, I mean, when we first signed up with Service, it was more than 10 years ago. So cybersecurity was a little bit different puzzle then. But over time, and then certainly for the past year since I've been heavily involved in cybersecurity, it's become more and more an important piece of that thinking process. So not so much the reason that we got involved with Service in the first place, but definitely part of the puzzle for staying with Service.
Great to hear. And when you see stories in the news of other financial institutions that are commonly breached due to impersonation attacks, how does that make you feel?
It's a little scary, I have to admit. It seems that the steps we take to increase our security are closely followed by the steps of the hackers to beat that security. So it's an ongoing battle for sure, and it's a little scary that you might fall victim to a scam of some sort, click inappropriately, or be drawn in by some message. So yeah, it kind of circles back to your question about, does it make you feel better about having that extra layer of security? So it's a part of the puzzle, and it really is a good thing to see.
Thank you. Any final thoughts?
No, I appreciate the opportunity to talk today. Like if I get the chance to tell people that we're a Service customer, I take the opportunity at every chance. So like I say, Service has been fantastic for us over the years for many reasons. Everything from helping us plan our financial future to making sure that our accounts are safe. And then this latest step, being involved. When I first decided, well, it comes up as an option when I'm online, new MFA. So, okay, I'm in, click here. And the process to register was disarmingly simple. Like I say, when I'm finished, I thought, did I do something wrong? Is it working properly? So I have Google Authenticator on my phone. It makes the whole process very easy. And then the same thing with the Caller Verify, able to tap into that service on my phone and quickly, confirm that it's me on the phone. So a great feature, another great feature. So yeah, it's just been great being a Service customer, and I appreciate them taking this step to add this kind of security.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us about your experience.
Thanks to you, Tracy. I appreciate it.
Today, we've heard about how Caller Verify has improved the lives of Servus Credit Union members and their employees. But I'd really love to hear from you. How could extending Okta to the call center improve things for your organization and your customers? Please reach out to us to brainstorm. Our contact info is below. And have a high energy Oktane.